So in this video, I essentially just want to break down exactly how Serge Gatari is making well over $1 million this year with his paid community info model. And he basically does this through 4 different steps. So number 1, he's going to garner attention, then he's going to push it and get interest, build up the desire, and then push people to take action, right? And I'm also going to be breaking down his exclusive, literally the breakdown that he uses inside of his YouTube videos and stuff like that. And he basically gives everything away and shows you exactly how he actually turns a viewer into getting them actually on a call where he sells them on their high ticket solution. So he has 3 avenues of getting attention. Number 1 is going to be Twitter, of course. He has 20K followers on there. Instagram, he has 29K followers. And then on YouTube, he has only 18K subs. So if you really combine these things, he has less than 100,000 subscribers and he's making, or less than 100,000 followers, and he's making well over $1 million every single month just from this paid info model. So on his Twitter, to start here, in his bio, he has the webinar call to action. So he's pushing people to his webinar. Now this webinar already happened, but just for the sake of this video, he's pushing people through this webinar funnel. So inside of his Twitter, he's posting different content on the actual model that he teaches, which is the growth partner. He's basically showing, client results, people that he's helped, testimonials, etc. And of course, in the content itself, he's pushing people to the sales page, to the webinar, and etc. And then on Instagram, he's also pushing people to his webinar link in bio. This is more top of the funnel stuff, just kind of selling the lifestyle on Instagram. And then in the actual captions of the videos, he's pushing people to the link in bio or comment AI if you want to join the Webby. So when somebody texts AI to his Instagram, they're going to be hit by a ManyChat automation that essentially is going to push them into actually booking and inside of the Webby, so getting a spot inside of the webinar. And then on his YouTube, again, link in bio to the webinar, and every single one of his YouTube videos, he changed the description to push people to the webinar itself. So if you're watching any of his latest videos, they're going to be pushing people to the webinar. So what actually happens when you click on this link? Well, you get pushed into the interest phase, which is going to look exactly like this. There's a big fat headline. The headline is 80%. Before, like, this is what gets people to actually click and save their spot. And he has the landing page with some text. No VSL, which is a little uncommon for him since he usually has a VSL. He's usually speaking. But again, these people are coming from his organic platforms. So they already kind of are familiar with him. So he kind of just has to push them to a landing page, click a spot. And of course, it's a free webinar. So it's a no-brainer. So then he has an opt-in form. Essentially on the opt-in form, he's collecting the first name, last name, email, and he's also collecting the phone number, which a lot of people don't do. They just opt in for name, last name, and email. But I'm going to be showing you exactly what he does with that phone number in just a second. Click the button, save my spot for free. There was actually some urgency to the webinar. There was only 500 spots and 200 had already been filled, from his email list and whatnot. So once you sign up for that free spot, you get put inside of his email list. And also I'm going to be breaking down the exact funnel that he takes you down. But on the email list, as you can see, it's like 20 emails over the course of a 30-day period. All he's doing is providing value, warming up leads inside of the email list, testimonials, case studies, whatnot. This is just some of the CTAs inside of the emails themselves, pushing people to the webinar and pushing people to his low ticket community. So he actually does a really smart thing with his low ticket. He doesn't offer it off the rip. He only offers it once you're inside of his ecosystem. And the low ticket is essentially just going to be a form of nurturing leads up to the point where they can pay for the high ticket thing, which comes after the webinar, which I'll show in just a second. This is another CTA. He's basically just showing a case study, as well as, having urgency to actually sign up for the webinar if you haven't already. So if you're on his email list without coming through that first opt-in form, he's still pushing you into the webinar. And then another CTA here on one of his emails is to join the Natural Born Leader community, which is $49 a week, as well as sign up for the webinar. So you see how he's pushing the attention through his funnel. And this is the exact breakdown, like the exact funnel that he uses to actually take that lead from just attention to actually booking a call and paying $5K plus for his services. So just to break it down super quick, all he's doing right here is garnering attention. Then he gets them committed and collects data. Then he educates them and then he converts them. So the sales funnel. So the attention he's getting from ads, he's running ads on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and I think Instagram as well, or through his organic content. So just his natural way of getting people in. People opt in with that opt-in form in the interest phase. Then they have a process selling VSL with the landing page, and then they either book the call or the webinar or join the community. So the conversion mechanism. Once they opt in, they actually get put in front of a growth specialist or a setter, and they also get added to the email list. So on the email list, as you can see, there was the 12 email sequence where he's just hitting you up nonstop to get you to actually take that next step. So either the webinar, join the community, or book a call with him. But essentially what the setter is doing, he's going to hit you up through messages. So that's where he's using the phone number. He actually has somebody to hit up people manually through SMS and just ask them a couple questions about their business. So if you do the math, which he shows on one of his YouTube videos, if 100 people actually opt in, 30 to 40 usually reply. One out of those 3 replies is actually qualified for his services, for his higher ticket services. 80 to 100% actually receive the booking link, and then 60 to 80 actually book a call. So that's on one side, right? All of this is to get more implementation calls, which is for his higher ticket services. So all he's pushing for is those booked calls, so where he could charge people that 5K plus. But on the other side, on the email list, he's pushing people into his school group. So the school group is what I showed you up here, which is the Natural Born Leader community, which is $49 a week. Inside of the school community, he's doing the same exact thing, which is having a setter or a growth specialist actually guide you through the process to book that call. So the person inside, what's great about this is that once you're inside of the school group community, the flow of things is much easier because the person already opted in with their hard-earned cash. They're inside of the school community, that they're already being nurtured up to the point where they're going to book a call. So anything free from the growth specialist, like this whole phase of pushing them towards the booked call, is going to be way more seamless if they already invested hard-earned cash. And the other thing is that they're a way more qualified lead if they already invested money up front. So just wanted to show the checkout page for the Natural Born Leader community. So it's $49 a week. Comes out to like $196 a month for being in that community. So that's another income source for him. But essentially, once you are on the webinar or on his page, on his landing page, there's also a qualification form. So this right here, this qualification form that most people have as an opt-in form, his growth specialist is actually taking care of filling this out on the back end. So he has a person that is manually filling this out for each of the leads coming in instead of waiting for the leads to fill out the form, which is just smart. But he's asking their website to see their landing page, the business model they're running, kind of what their current revenue is. Tell me more about your business and other preliminary qualifying questions. But once you're done, once you've gotten on the call, once you've gotten on the webinar, etc., you get pushed into the action phase. So at the end of the webinar, he obviously pitches and he pushes you to actually join or get access to his services, to his plug and play stuff like that. So right here it says 230 sharks actually in the Natural Born Leader community. So there's 230 people paying him $196 every month. And what you're getting access to, before it was a school community, but now he seems to be running it on Discord, but I've also heard he might be running it on Circle, which is another software that hosts community and stuff like that. But all you're getting inside of the Discord is basically private channels with success coaches to actually help you through the process of implementing the growth partner business model that he teaches. At the moment of recording this, like I said, he had 230 people inside of the Natural Born community paying $196 every month. So he's making $45,000 from that low ticket community. So he's getting those leads and nurturing them up while making $45,000 every month. And then on top of that, from the webinar, let's say he closed 200 people on that webinar. He was charging $5K. He made $1 million off of that one webinar. So out of that one event, he made $1 million off of that, which is insane. And he hosts multiple of those a year. So this funnel essentially made him $1 million in a short amount of time. Obviously, this might be overstated. It might be more than this, or it might be lower. Really, I wouldn't know just because I don't have access to his financial statements and stuff like that. But this is simply the process literally every content creator is taking in order to garner attention that converts the attention into paying customers. And they have a streamlined process that takes a viewer from one side of the funnel to a paying customer on the other side. And you could literally go screenshot this chart right here. He does a great job of breaking it down, and you could literally go take this funnel, this process, and implement it directly into your business. But yeah, so here's the summary. So you can go try it out yourself. This is all he did. So get attention through content or ads if you want to pay for that. You build a solution your audience truly wants by asking them how. You throw up polls, listen to their comments, get on free calls with them. Then you have a CTA in your bio on every platform, pushing people to a certain place, or you sprinkle it throughout your content. You have a landing page or sales letter where you outline what you offer and position it as a free training. You have an opt-in form to collect names, emails, and numbers. Then you take those leads through a streamlined process that engages them, gets them ready to buy, and then you have a way to deliver results and collect them in order to get more people to jump in on the solution. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions about the process or anything when it comes to implementation, etc., you can always ask me questions on my Instagram at Miguel S. Rome. This is my Instagram right here. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel.